Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? Excuse all of this. I am on my way to the barbershop. But I was just thinking about something this morning, and I was thinking about how sometimes I believe that God will cut the light off so you can see him. And what that looks like to me, now this is me speaking for me, is that sometimes I believe that God will allow an atmosphere around you, right? And this is big when you're not living up to the standards, right? So he will create an atmosphere around you. Now, you might be going through relationships problems, you might be going through job problems, whatever the case may be, right? And when you have these problems, a lot of times people choose to seek out help from others, right? Like you might have a friend and you can confide in that friend, and then you find out that the friend is telling all your business. You might say, okay, I'm gonna get in a part of this organization. Then you find out this organization is all crooks, right? And you go through all of this stuff, right? Because for a lot of people, the last possible measure that you look to is God. You will get self-help books. You will do all of this stuff. And a lot of times people will dig deep down within and say, okay, how am I gonna figure this out, right? So God creates an atmosphere that he shuts the lights off, because in the dark, sometimes God reveals himself to us. You see, this government shutdown caused a lot of rift for a lot of people, right? And in that, a lot of people reached out to God. I'm talking about truly reached out to God. And because you did that, you tapped in to what God wanted you to see. Come January, we could be in the same position that we were in right now. And there's a segment of people that saying, oh, I'm so glad that it's over, this, that, and other. And they didn't learn anything when God cut the lights off. See, what the shutdown could have done for other people is, I need to develop that idea that God has put into me since I was 10 years old for another source of income. I need to act upon, what God has put inside of me, so that if the government shutdown, it doesn't affect me per se, right? So God provided the darkness, but you got a segment of people that went to social media, that was asking people for help on social media. And I'm just talking about from me. People are begging on social media, but they're not going to their Father, because going to the Father looks different for a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of people, when God shuts the lights off and all you have is yourself, a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people don't like to deal with themselves. That's why they do everything to distract having to look within. Whether it be drinking, drug, whatever your vice might be, it is to cause a distraction so you don't have to face yourself. And I'm a firm believer that in this phase of my life that I'm in right now, I'm very aware of where I think that I should be. And because of that, I can't allow certain things around me anymore, or I can't even be in certain conversations anymore, right? Because I believe that the longer that you stay in these circles that is hindering your growth, you will be stunted. And let me tell you when you know that you're in the wrong circle. When everything that you say about your goals and dreams and aspirations, it irritates everybody around you. Every time you open your mouth and you're saying the plans, you got all the people around you saying how it's not going to work. And what's even worse is when they don't say it to you, you talking to somebody else, and then they say something like, yeah, said that you was trying to do that. I don't know, I don't know. That's what hurts the worst, right? But that's when you know that you have outgrown that circle. And the problem is a lot of people stay in them circles because they don't want to deal and be by themselves. That's why, you can look at certain people's, timelines, and it looks bipolar. High, low, high, low, high, low. It's never consistent. It's never consistent because how the wind blows is how you go. But like the Bible said, you got to be like the tree, that's planted by the water, right? I'm not saying that you're not going to go through stuff in life. We're going to go through stuff in life, but it's how you prepare for it. Sometimes my son will wake up and, he'll have on a short sleeve shirt, and I'll look at him and I'm like, why you got on a short sleeve shirt? Then he'll ask me, well, what's the temperature supposed to be? And I'm like, you got an iPhone, an iPad. Why don't you look? Right? And we go through this every day, every day, every day. So one day I knew it was going to rain because I look at the weather every morning. So I knew it was going to rain. Now I had told him all the time. So I'm looking at him. He ain't had no jacket on. So I come to him and I say, oh, you ain't wearing no jacket? Nah. Okay. Because I had already said it. He goes out there. 5 minutes later, he's running back in. Dad, why you didn't tell me it was raining? Why do I have to tell you? Because I told you, I gave you all of the tools. You have a phone in your hand that you can look. You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. And that's life. I have spoken life into so many people that weren't able to sustain what I was saying because they didn't want to change. I have had people call me late in the midnight hour crying, right? And they're saying all of this stuff that's going on, right? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you still haven't hit rock bottom because everything that I'm telling you, you have an answer for. When I say, hey, yeah, I know. So what you calling me for? What are you calling me for if everything I'm saying you're going to say that you know? Because if you know, you would have did it. But what I'm starting to understand is they're not ready to change. They're not. And in this season of my life, I'm not trying to change nobody. I'm not trying to do none of it. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. And that's what you have to be. Be the best version of yourself. And if you have people in your circle that you love and you're trying to help this, that, and the other, and they're not receptive to it, move on. Move on. A lot of times the love that you have for someone is hindering them from the lesson that God is trying to send them. Your lights is off? Okay, that's bad. But how did you get in that situation? I always tell people this, right? When people come to me and they ask me for something, right? But I see you smoking or drinking, right? But you're asking me for something. In my head, I'm like, so you made a conscious choice that this was more important than that. So now that you're coming to me, and when I say no, then behind the scenes, you're talking all about me, right? But for me, I look at it as, no, that's how you really feel. Whatever's said in anger, that's how you really feel. You just got enough bravado to say it in that moment. So yeah, you can apologize later, but that's how you really feel. And I always hold on to that. I ain't in the hold no grudges of this, that, and the other, right? But I am very big on self-preservation and protecting my space. So anyways, man, I'm about to go get lined up and stuff. I'm looking crazy. But I hope that this bless somebody out there, because I know that is somebody out there that can, that all of these words that I said this morning is speaking directly to you, right? When you find yourself in these positions that it feels like, I don't have a friend, I don't have this, that, and the other, right? That is the key moment that God is trying to get your attention. The key is understanding those moments, because as my grandfather used to always say, you don't want God to get your attention when you're on your back looking up. When you're on your back looking up, you can be in that hospital bed. Now you're forced this, that, and the other, right? Whenever you feel alone, that's just when God wants to get your ear.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.